Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace, and I am hoping I can finally get out a video, and I've been probably trying for a couple of years, and something else would always take, yeah, let's just get to it. I've had a rare health condition since I was a child. Now, it's only been recently that I have really been going over the first with the first person had ever mentioned it in front of me was my, who it was, and maybe that's what she was doing. She was a social studies teacher. Back then we had junior high, not middle school. She was I think 6th or 7th grade, and I would have been 11 or 12 years old. She, I don't remember what those things were called, projectors or something. I think that's what she had it on. It was just like all of a sudden, out of the blue, she put something on the projector and showed the class. I don't remember all of it. And I was saying, that seems like me. And it is me. I mean, it wasn't me personally, but I was not the poster child, and that, I guess you would say, was the poster child kind of thing. Yeah, and it was, and then she went back to the regular, the regular lecture, okay? But I think that was either, I remember all these years, I'm 62, all these years I was saying, maybe she had figured it out. But now I think it could have been that at school they got the social studies, think about it, social studies teacher to talk about this rare health condition. So, and I didn't even know that I had that rare health condition. I didn't know back then. My mother would have known, and my mother probably would not have told me. Not for any mean reason, it's just that my mother, she had, I think she truly had agoraphobia. And she was one not to think, I think she would think not to tell a child that for them, for something good, for a good reason, is what I think. Now, but my mother suffered from postpartum depression after she had me, and she never got over it really. She had 5 children, and after me, she had postpartum depression. I was the 4th, and I'm not saying everybody whose parent had postpartum depression would do it. They say that men can have it too, so that's why I said parent. It could be parents, and it's just different because the woman is the one that biologically had the child, gave birth to the child. Anyway, I don't want to go down that road, but so she had a lot of problems about me all around. Like, she would have preferred I didn't exist. She hid knives from herself. I'm not kidding. She was a short woman. She put them up real high in a shelf where she couldn't reach them easily. And I know she's not the only one who's done that. I did not, but had that kind of thing. But I knew another woman that she had some kind of fear, and I don't know if it was about children or what. She never mentioned it, but I saw her her behaviors. I'm a social and behavioral scientist, so yeah, she didn't tell me. I saw it repeatedly. So anyway, boy, I'm doing stream of consciousness, let me tell you. I always do. And I'm going to start putting that in my title so the AI won't get all mad at me and tell me to stay on topic. This is the way I am. It always is stream of consciousness. But anyway, if I go with my own flow. Anyway, so to get back to this, I have this rare health condition. I, knew that something was different about me, and it was not really, unless you really know about it. It's not something a person can just look and say it. that it's a rare health condition. Doctors should be able to have a hint and say, "Ooh, we better test for this." They do not. In my experience, what I have seen, I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying that pretty much all of them that I've seen in my 62 years, and because of my health condition, I've seen a lot. They want to, even more recent years, last year, I'm going to say it, one of them I saw for the only one time, for a, annual, and she put the wrong thing. I told her I had it, and she put the stereotype, okay, which was not based on any fact. She put a stereotype about people like me, instead of putting that what had already been diagnosed since the year 2000 by her boss, basically. The people who pay her no, it was a hospital that diagnosed me in the year 2000 with appropriate things. I'm not going to say the name of it, by the way. I should segue into this. I'm not going to say the name of it. Again, I used to say the name, but then immediately there was a guy who's a copycat. He copycatted me for 2 years making videos. I've been making videos since for the past 11 and a half years on my original channel, and this one was on a second channel that I made for a different topic, and he copycatted me for 2 years, made his channel popular by taking all of my what I was making videos on, and because there's a whole bunch behind that about when I'm a social behavioral scientist. When men say something and when women say something, there are lots of research on stuff like that. I am trained in research, by the way, both qualitative and quantitative. But anyway, he used that, and I still wonder, but he used that. I mean, right after I mentioned it, he used that too. Okay, now I see copycats as the same thing as swindlers. A lot of people these days seem to like the words grifters. They'll say sob story grifters, sob story fraudsters, digital panhandlers. People who go through deception, master manipulators. They get online, they make videos, and they start off usually quite often with, "Oh, I don't have enough money to buy groceries." They use their kids in it. So people send them money, and then once they see that they get money, they just keep going and going and going and going and going. This kind of thing. And that's why I no longer had said what it was, and he tried to use it for himself. I no longer say what it is, and another woman tried to use it for herself. She tried to guess what it was so she could use it. Now, if you hear it and you know what it is, please don't say it. Don't. I won't approve the comment, because nobody is going to take something that is a very serious condition that I have and try to make money off of it. I don't. Nobody should. And plus, that is actually, from everything I read, and I'm not a lawyer, so I cannot say this for 100% fact, but what I've read is that it's illegal to take, that's fraud, say you have a health condition so you can get money from your audience, so you can make money from it. So, I went through a lot so far. Okay, anyway, there's so much to this, and like I said, I have been trying to make videos. I made a channel for this purpose. I don't remember when I made this channel, for the purpose of talking about my not naming it, but talking about some of the problems it causes. And at this point, today is Saturday, March 14th, 2026, and on Monday I'm supposed to finally have medication for it in my hands. It's supposed to be delivered Monday. And you wouldn't believe the trouble I had getting it. It's been out 10 years. No doctor has told me about it. All the doctors I see, none of them have said, "Hey, well, there's a medication now." No, until this doctor, and I can't remember, it was last year, because so much else has been going on. So much else. It was last year, the year before, 2024, somewhere in there, that he said that. But I had to find it last year which one I wanted to take, because he was trying to put me on one that is experimental. I mean, I would basically be the guinea pig, a guinea pig. I'm not ever doing that again. I've done that, been there, done that, not happening ever again. And I let him know that without any doubt. Okay, one of the side effects for that medication, the one he tried to put me on, was the term was actually used, sudden death. What? I thought that was some kind of sport thing or something. I don't know. I'm not into sports, even though I'm Texan. I'm not into sports. But I know there's a stereotype that Texans are all into sports. No, we're all not all. Come on, stereotypes are bad sometimes. But anyway, it's as if we all should do this or that. But anyway, but I'm supposed to have the medication. But the thing about his office, the doctors, the specialists, his office kept messing up. I should have had it going back all the way to way before now. Way before now. Let's just put it that way, because I was approved for it in January, but I should have been approved for it before then. But what a mess. What a mess. I had to finally get it cleared. They sent it to the wrong pharmacy, and their actual corporate office pharmacy called them more than once and told them where to send it, and they kept getting it wrong. They sent it to, I think, total was 4, I think, wrong place. And this took time, because then the place where they were supposed to send it said, well, give me a few days, give us a few days, and we'll try to get it straight. Make sure they send it in this. No, they were doing it wrong. Okay, that part. I mean, somebody should have told me that it was out 10 years ago, but I probably wouldn't have taken it, because I'm not going to be a guinea pig. But maybe I would have when I was younger, 10 years younger. Oh, man. There's so much to this. There's so much, including things like I just found out really today. I had a hint before that there's something that I do that I've done since I was young. And when taking tests, I was a career student over 20 years at university, undergraduate and graduate. That's basically, if you don't know, I'm going to sum it up this way. Some don't sum it up this way, but I will. Freshman through PhD, master's PhD classes. Once I could take those classes, all of them, over 20 years. I really wanted to know what I know, and not many people ever do that. That many years. Specialists, medical specialists, they go like 16. I went over 20 as a mental. Okay, it's mental health. I'm not a specialist, but for theirs is for medical, mine was for mental and psychological. Some would say. People use so many different words to describe the same thing these days. I'm serious. In my lifetime, you wouldn't believe how many things have changed. The terminology, unbelievable. It really is. Like, I'm gonna remember all, but that's kind of a pun. But that's the problem that I had was, like, if I say it's on the tip of my tongue, that would be kind of a little bit of a pun, because that's what it is. It's I'm gonna see. What is the word? Dysnomia? I don't know. It's on the tip of my tongue. See, that's what it means, basically. And when somebody says it's on the tip of my tongue, I just can't remember. I know it, but I just can't remember. That was my problem. Imagine being a student, mainly undergrad classes, where you had to match the concept to the word or term or phrase or whatever it would be, and that is my problem. And I just learned today that this is, I had looked it up recently, and they were saying another one, but this one is actually related to my rare health condition. It can cause that problem. Well, it certainly did with me. But somehow I didn't ask it, but I want to, because I have an impressive IQ. I need to ask it that. Can it contribute to that? Because the thing about it is, I start taking a medicine, and I'm wondering, is it going to actually lower my IQ? Could it do that? I want to know. I want to know. So, okay, I did stop and read up on it, and it says no. That I just asked if it was related, and I'm guessing that all around. I can barely see my cell phone as it is. It was because of the bright sunshine and all. So I actually have something on my window. I said this before. I make myself a little curtain for both of my windows. On the front, the back has Adam put up some, I guess you call them curtains too, maybe, just to block out the sun. It's so bright, but I can't get it all. And I have a book bag on my dash, trying to get it to stop being so bright. Anyway, I think that's enough for this one. I'm going to try to start making more videos about these kinds of topics. So we'll see.